It made me cry.
This One's Wife, the porn video. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. It is the case that many who want to succeed in the film and television industry find themselves experiencing long periods of having no work. In order to improve their prospects of advancement and to ensure that they earn a living, they invariably have to turn their hands to alternative things. It is not uncommon to find those resting actors and actresses waiting on in restaurants, acting as valets, undertaking work in other areas to make ends meet whilst they attend auditions and keep plugging away in expectation of that big break into the industry. It's often the case as well that the budding actors and actresses have to involve themselves in work which is perhaps less than that which they intended to, appearing in a cheesy commercial, for example, or a low-rent soap opera. And often, where the individual becomes famous years later, these gems are unearthed, much to the amusement of all, to see, for instance, Brad Pitt appearing in an early commercial, or that a particularly famous individual had a cheesy role in a rather badly written sitcom or soap opera that was on some obscure cable channel. There's also the instance of the casting couch, where, in order to improve their prospects, primarily actresses engaged in offering sexual favours to those wielding the power in order to climb the ladder of film and television. Alongside this, there are instances where well-known individuals had a dalliance with the porn industry. According to Elle.com, there are a number of celebrities that you may not have known worked in porn. For example, John Hamm, who is mostly known for his excellent performance in Mad Men, he explained that he was working back in the 90s as a set dresser for Cinemax softcore porn movies. So whilst he wasn't appearing in them, he was arranging props and decor around porn stars. Way to earn a living. Cameron Diaz starred in some softcore porn. She later, when she became famous, tried and failed to stop the video footage appearing online. David Duchovny repeatedly appeared in mid-90s softcore porn series titled The Red Shoe Diaries. Sybil Kelly, who played Tyrion Lannister's love interest in Game of Thrones, previously acted in porn films using the stage name Dilara. Unfortunately for her, when a newspaper in her native Germany broke the news, her parents cut off all contact with her. Arnold Schwarzenegger was formerly a gay porn model and also posed nude for gay magazine After Dark. Matt LeBlanc also starred in the Red Shoe Diaries like David Duchovny. Jackie Chan starred in an adult comedy called All in the Family. He said, "I had to do anything I could to make a living 31 years ago, but I don't think it's a big deal," he said. And there are other individuals that have been involved in softcore movies in order to make ends meet before becoming famous for more traditional and mainstream roles. Thus, it's hardly a surprise that certain people have found themselves involved in the world of porn. But there is a video that is circulating that suggests that this one's wife has been involved. It references a photo which you can see in the thumbnail, and in the video states that this photo is going off on social media. Supposedly, it's a still that's taken from a hardcore porn movie, And the video states that apparently in this movie, they used the golf club on all of the golf holes, all 18 holes. So that's how hardcore the video was. Apparently, they emphasize that it is tearing up social media. And I don't know whether that's entirely accurate. But the picture that you see, which is purportedly that of this one's wife, although it's not entirely clear that it is actually her, is apparently taken from a hardcore porn movie. Now, I'll leave it as always up to you to make a determination as to whether this is actually accurate and whether the reporting from that particular video is on the money. Naturally, as I've just foreshadowed, it's not uncommon for actors and actresses to be involved in the porn industry in some shape or form in order to make ends meet. It's also been repeatedly rumoured about this one's wife that she earned special favours as a consequence of being a yacht girl. And it is to that subject that the video that had been provided to me then turns. It quotes somebody called 149NT Lawyer, stating that she precariously balanced herself between dating and yachting, and that she thought of it as dating upwards, because there were perks such as lifestyle and glamour and gifts, rather than yachting in the traditional sense. The video also explains that it was apparently through her willingness to straddle this line that she fitted in with Soho House, that she made it her aim to befriend someone within the organisation who could put her in the front line with relation to people who were wealthy and looking for someone like this one's wife. The video also suggests that in order to get ahead in relation to the Soho House organisation, that this one's wife purportedly slept with the higher-up, Ronald Burkle. For those of you who are unaware, Ronald Burkle is an American businessman. He's the co-founder and managing partner of the UK Companies, a private investment firm that specialises in US companies in the distribution, logistics, food, retail, consumer, hospitality, entertainment, sports and light industrial sectors. His net worth in 2018 was estimated at $2 billion, ranking him at number 633 on Forbes' list of the richest people on the planet. His relevance is that in 2014, he acquired Soho House. And thus, as owner, it's been suggested by the creator of this video that has been placed in my direction that this one's wife engaged in Ugandan affairs with Mr. Burkle for the purposes of advancing her own interests within that organisation. Now, we know that she is very close to Marcus Anderson, who has a role within Soho House. Whether there was the intimate relationship between her and Ronald Burkle, again, I leave that for you to make a determination in that regard. But the video that I have seen makes these two assertions: that she slept with Burkle for the purposes of advancing her own interests within the Soho House organisation, and that she was involved in a hardcore porn video. Are those things that a somatic narcissist might do? Absolutely they are. There's no clear evidence, of course, that that is what has happened. It's merely the suggestion put forward in that particular video. It is the case, though, that a somatic narcissist, such as this one's wife, may well, just like many others in the acting industry, have turned to alternative ways of making some form of income. And therefore, whilst we cannot say with any certainty that it actually happened, it's a possibility. Furthermore, we know that she has utilised Soho House for the purposes of advancing her career, and it's also been suggested that that was the conduit to enable her to meet other individuals through the allegations of being a yacht girl. Manifesting from that is the suggestion that she looked to get ahead by utilising the spicy poontang. We know that as a somatic narcissist, she would regularly utilise the doling out a spicy poontang for the purposes of the seduction of men. She'll have done so with Trevor Engelson, with Corey the chef, with Prince Harry, and any other men that she has happened to be involved in. The use of sex by a narcissist, especially those cadres of somatic and elite, is a particularly powerful way of achieving the prime aims, and sex is used regularly in that regard. It's one of the most potent manipulations that a narcissist possesses. If you'd like to understand more about the way that the narcissist utilizes sex, you really ought to read my excellent book, Sex and the Narcissist. Thus we know that as a somatic narcissist, this one's wife would utilize sex in order to manipulate men by giving them a good time, to draw them in, to seduce them, to embed them in the relationship so that she could drink of the fuel and access character traits and residual benefits. It therefore follows that whilst there's no evidence that confirms it with certainty, it's simply the speculation of this video that had been sent to me, there is the possibility that she could well have been involved in the production of a film as suggested, and may well again have utilised sex as a means to advance her interests vis-à-vis the prime aims. As ever, I leave it up to you to make the determination, but it once again demonstrates that the murky past of this one's wife will not go away. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.